Morning guys, how are we all doing? I'm on a short couple of night trip to Tyndrum area. The idea was to go and explore Ben Lui and the surrounding hills. So I arrived yesterday, came across by ferry from Hunters Quay, and caught the bus into Glasgow, Buchanan Street, and then from there the CityLink bus up to Tyndrum. Absolutely atrocious weather, so that rather scuppered my immediate plans to walk directly into the hills and perhaps camp overnight. I opted to stay in a pod at the By the Way campsite, which is just by Lower Station here in Tyndrum. Today, weather's cleared a bit, but it's still low cloud. Hills are covered, as you can probably see behind me. I've left my big pack at the site, and I'm just going to go walk about to see what I can see, go up the path towards Ben Lui at least, and make a judgment call from there. It's a bit of a shame, scuppered my plans a bit, but we'll make the most of it. So let's go and explore. Looks as if the sun's trying to break through. That's good news. Maybe it'll burn off some of the cloud. I know there's a forecast for high gusty winds later on, especially up top. So we'll just have to judge it as we go along. But a bit of brightness is always welcome. Last night at the campsite, there were a lot of very wet folk who were doing the West Highland Way, setting up camp and then attempting to dry out and dry their clothes. And this morning when I left, there were some very concerned faces for the weather as they embarked on the next stage, putting on wet boots. Although the campsite's really good actually, it's got a drying room especially to dry out clothes. But yeah, best of luck to them. It's been pretty atrocious weather the last few days, and I thought the forecast was to clear up for my little trip, but it wasn't to be. Anyway, we've got sunshine for at least 5 minutes, so shouldn't complain too much, I guess. So, walking along the track towards a working mine, although I think there's some news it's gone into administration. But this is the route to Ben Lui, and in actual fact, down the end of this track you can see Ben Lui. Well, you could see it if it wasn't covered in clouds, so it's not looking too hopeful. But I'm just going to go and explore in any case, just to get the lay of the land. And yeah, it's just a bit of exercise. You can always double back and try a low-level walk somewhere else. Yeah, bit of a shame, but I did hope to see it in its majesty, but unfortunately that wasn't to be. That's Ben Lui in the clouds over there. I'm being followed by sheep. They don't like me coming near. So these two have started coming along the path. The others are looking on. I think I better get moving. Continuing along the track, got met by a few sheep back there, and two of them started following me. I think they were just checking I was going to get out of the way. I had small horns, so I thought I'd better hot foot it. Otherwise, you never know. It's getting a bit windier now. Probably a tunnelling effect up the valley here. And you would expect the wind to clear the cloud a bit, but up high, Ben Lui is still covered, so the neighbouring hills. So with that and the wind, it's not looking too good. But we'll just go and have a look. You can see here, it's Ben Lui ahead, still covered in cloud, and the neighbouring hills as well, and wind blowing up the valley. That's a shame. Anyway, let's enjoy regardless. We're just about at the end of the main track. It leads down there, and you can see that burn coming down from the top there. To the right hand side is a path that leads up to a corrie, and then from the corrie you can make the final summit to the top of Ben Lui. but as you can see, pretty covered in cloud. And we just had a big downpour as well, which didn't help matters. I'll have a nosy down there, but I think I'm going to do an about turn and stick to low level today. Unfortunately, we won't get the views, and probably navigation will be a bit difficult. Never mind. Let's go and have a look. We're at the end of the track, end of the main track, and although the lower track here looks reasonably clear in terms of cloud, that's only the start of it. Once you get up to a corrie, you then got a further climb, so we can't even see the top of Ben Lui from here. So I think what I'm going to do is just have a quick bite, quick snack, and while it's still fairly dry, and then head on back. But it's a nice spot. I'd like to come here again when it's clearer weather, even when there's sunshine. Would even be better, but we don't get much of that, although it is July. Anyway, it's been enjoyable, so quick bite and then head on back. So we're now heading back along the track we came along, and down there you can see Cononish, the farm, and that's the river Cononish. Really is a lovely valley. I bet it'll look great in the bright sunshine, but as with all of Scotland's scenery, it looks good no matter what the weather, as far as I'm concerned. So we're getting a bit of wind again, but it's looking a bit clearer in the sky, at least over there. If we scan round, you can see there's still low cloud back towards Ben Lui. So up high, it's not as clear, but never mind. We've got some lovely views down this way. So we've made our way back along the track from the base of Ben Lui, that's behind me there, and we're now back at the junction where earlier today when I came from the campsite, we came down this track behind me here. I could head back that way, that's the quickest way, but what I'm going to do is actually carry on going straight on, and that'll meet up with the West Highland Way, and then I'll follow the West Highland Way along the road back to the campsite that way. So that'll make it a bit more interesting. So guys, near the end of my short walk for today, back on the West Highland Way. Lovely little track this, coming along, heading back to the campsite. You can probably hear the traffic because we're running parallel to the A82 between Larrick and Tyndrum, or Tyndrum, I don't know how you pronounce it really. Don't think it matters. And finally the sun's out, which is good, except I would have preferred it if it came out this morning. Anyway, it's here to cheer us up. So I'm going to close off this video now. Hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, thank you for watching, and if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll say cheerio for now. And remember guys, whatever you do, make sure you stay safe out on those hills. Bye for now.